I feel like this year there's been more discussion about the pound for pound list than any time in recent memory. We're in the undisputed era. We're getting these great fights, so it makes sense. In terms of opinions, obviously everyone's got one, but the consensus top three is pretty much ubiquitously agreed upon. I didn't really even think about it when I was editing my list. Picking between Terence Crawford, Usyk, and Inoue, it just gets arbitrary. We all know how good they are. Terence Crawford, 5-weight world champion. Inoue, 4-weight world champion. Usyk, unified heavyweight champion. Had to strip him again. All three of them are 2-time undisputed. So there's no question about those guys. Like I said, I didn't even think about it when I was going through them. If I had to pick between them, Usyk's the heavyweight champion. That means something to me. I would put him at number 1. And I would probably have Inoue at number 2. He's going to be the first ring champion in 42 years to defend their belt 4 times in a calendar year. And, yeah, bro gets disrespected because he's Asian, basically. People don't know shit about non-Western boxing. Barely know anything about Western boxing, so yeah, it is what it is. But we'll talk about Shakur in a minute. But I saw Shakur saying if he beats Teofimo, he thinks he'd be above Inoue and Bam. And it's like, damn, like, as great as Shakur is, he's got some whack-ass opinions, specifically on Sugar Ray Robinson, but whatever. Fourth, it gets kind of interesting. I think Bevel's asserted himself there after getting over on Beterbiev. For me, after Bam's last win, which was supposed to be competitive, Puma Martinez was supposed to be the goods, and I think he is good. He's real good, but I saw Chris Algieri say he gave Puma Martinez 1 round, the first round, and even that, I was like, damn, really? Like, even I couldn't do that, you know? That fight was completely non-competitive, so much so that 1 round scoring against Bam, I was like, what? How do you even see it that way? So that just goes to show the level of the caliber. Bam is incredible. Bevel's been out for a while. I know that shouldn't, there's a debate on how much that should affect the ratings activity. At the end of the day, it has to matter somewhat. It has to matter to a certain degree. And then there's a question about accolades, like the fact that Beterbiev now hasn't fought in almost a year, and he has no belts. He's got no hardware, but he was a champion for almost a decade. He's Artur Beterbiev. Obviously, I'm not gonna move him down, right? I'm happy with leaving him there, but the decision to put Bam over both of those guys just goes with how good Bam is and his activity. And these fights are just completely non-competitive. Even when Bam gets in there with super champions, which he has done multiple times, he steamrolls them. It's competitive for a while, but he wears them out, he overcomes, and he can pretty much always match at a stoppage against these guys. Even when you look at his record, it's impressive, obviously. He's got a 70% knockout ratio, but even that feels low. Like, he's got 5 straight stoppages, excuse me. Just such a great finisher, technical boxer. Just makes these fights non-competitive, and against these elite level champions, he just steamrolls them, It's like Inoue. He's incredible, and I think he's just as good as those top guys, and he passes the eye test, you know what I mean? Like, you can't watch him and think that he's not as good as those other guys. I'm putting him at number 4. I love Bivol too. I'm a huge fan, but I gotta put Bam over him. Again, it's probably arbitrary. These guys are all so good. Like, we're blessed. So that covers the top 6 pretty well. There's no reason to move any of those guys around. Nakatani for me at number 7. You could put Shakur above him, even I was thinking about that. I mean, I wouldn't focus on it too much because of Shakur's fight next month against Teofimo Lopez. I mean, that's coming right up. And I know there's a question about Teofimo being on the pound-for-pound list. Look, bro, you lost to George Kambosos. Whose fault is that? Like, he's obviously a great fighter, but he's on and off, man. And when you want to talk about results, you can say what you want about Shakur. There's no question that he won any of these fights. There's no question. When you go to Teofimo's record, you can't say the same thing. I mean, did he beat Jermaine Ortiz? Do we want to talk about that? Did he beat Sandor Martin? Do we want to talk about that? I mean, we know what happened here, don't we? So, look, we got a lot of great guys. If Shakur, I'm fine with putting Nakatani above Shakur right now. It's fine, because if Shakur beats Teofimo next month, If he loses next month, he's out, obviously. Yeah, you know, no one's gonna think twice about that. I was sitting here pondering before about number 10, and I was like, who did I have before? I felt like somebody was missing. I had to scroll all the way down. Taraji. He's at like 50th or something. That's because he just lost a close fight, lost his championship, and that's what happens. As far as I'm aware, Nakatani's a 3-weight world champion. He's been a great champion. Obviously, he's gonna fight Inoue next year. They're on a collision course, so and yeah, he's got the fight next month as well. So look, 7-8, Nakatani Shakur, they're both awesome. 31-0 versus 24-0. Nakatani's a born puncher. They're both left-handers. One of them's a bombing power puncher, and one of them's a very technical fighter. Shakur's defense, man, I'm on a Shakur glazing streak myself personally. Like, it's insane that he can just stand in front of anybody and they literally just cannot touch him. His distance management is perfect, and he punishes guys for overreaching. He's always active with combinations. It's all about the little movements with Shakur. You know, you never see him being exaggerative, wasting movement, doing goofy shit, like hands always in the right place. Just, man, I love him. I can't believe how much flack I used to give him. You know, I have genuinely believed at times that he's not he's kind of limited on the inside, and but anytime that he's actually been flustered or frustrated in fights, it's been in non-competitive fights where he's not being disciplined, where he's trying to do a little bit more, and where he's just kind of coming unstuck. Like, specifically, I'm thinking about the fight with Hartunian, which was in Newark, and people started walking out. That fight was horrible. He got a lot of flack after this fight, and I felt like if he just stayed disciplined, stayed measured, and started lining Hartunian up and punishing him for overstepping like he normally does, he could have actually really done some work. Thing is, he was just rushing to the inside, and it just wasn't pretty. It wasn't effective. But that's a completely non-competitive fight where he's trying to do more than he should. And so I don't really worry about that shit too much. And then some people like to pretend that the Conceição and Santos fights are competitive, or some people don't realize how dangerous De Los Santos is. That's fine, you know, you can't expect people to understand those things, but anyone who thinks he was running in the De Los Santos fight needs to get their head checked, because he was throwing back every single time against a southpaw, dangerous puncher that's also longer than him. So Shakur's great. If he beats Teofimo, I'm gonna slide him up. I'm not going to slide him past Bam, but I will put him past Bivol. He's going to be sitting pretty at number 5 if he beats Teofimo, in my personal opinion. But Nakatani, I mean, if Nakatani beats Inoue, that's a whole other question. Obviously, he's going to bomb straight up. That would be incredible. I'm so excited for that fight. And yeah, other than that, he's probably just going to stay right where he is. If Teofimo beats Shakur now, you might ask, oh, is he going to jump to number 5? Well, no, probably not. Did you forget? I didn't forget. You might have forgotten. He would probably just take Shakur's place right now, hypothetically speaking. But that's a whole other conversation. David Benavidez, number 8 on the People's Pound for Pound. I like that. I got him at number 9. People don't like Shakur. The people don't respect Shakur. That's fine. So he's a little lower than he should be. David at 8. Look, David, it's unfortunate. You know, his career so far has been unfortunate. He was undisciplined when he was younger, so he missed out on some opportunities. He was a world champion at 20 years old, so I was going to say late to the party, but not really. Had some turbulence early on, and then just hasn't gotten his opportunity, and it's been bullshit. I'll talk about it too with Jao Patai. You know, Jao Patai should be undisputed. Jao Patai is one of the best fighters in the world. He's one of the most dangerous fighters in the world. One of my favorite fighters. He's 3-0 this year. His opponents have a combined 50-0 record. Problem is, they're all mandatories. Jack Massey, it's not like he's a heralded guy. And then the Briedis fights are good. Briedis, not known in the West though, so although he's so good, gave Usyk his toughest fight, that's his only loss, and Jai beat him twice, beat him with a broken jaw. That's not the kind of thing he got the proper respect for. He had the 1-round knockout of Zorro, which got a lot of attention because it was on a Riyadh season card and it's a first-round knockout. But, you know, other than that, he just hasn't gotten his proper shot and doesn't get the attention or respect he deserves. It really boggles my mind and upsets me that these other cruiserweights can even, like, be champion. It's so bogus that these guys get to call themselves champions. And I would say no offense, but how do you say no offense when that's what you're saying? They just don't deserve to be champion. They don't at all. And you can say that a lot, and that's a whole argument with the sanctioning bodies right now. And Jai does have the ring title, so hey, that's all that matters, I guess. But it's bogus that he has to fight these top 15, 20 guys. And look at how old this division is, by the way. I mean, you see how old these 55 years old? Excuse me? Anyway, yeah. Jai doesn't get his proper respect. He doesn't get the proper opportunity. But tell me who's better than him. Like Virgil Ortiz, respectfully, nah. Not yet. And I might as well address this now. Anyone who still has Canelo Alvarez on a pound-for-pound list needs to jump out the window. What are you doing? Nostalgia on the pound-for-pound list, bro? Really? Like, Canelo has an insane resume. He is a great fighter, but again, as I said right when I started this, it has to be relevant. Pound for pound shouldn't be exactly a what have you done for me lately list, but it has to be relevant. It has to be right now. It has to be up to date, you know what I mean? It can't be a relic of time, right? And just look at this. Like, you know what I mean? You got to go back to the end of 2021 when he took Caleb Plant's undefeated record to find anything notable, good to talk about. Seriously. So I think that's insane. I would have had him around number 9 or 8 going into the Crawford fight. I don't even know if I would have had him in the list before that. I can't even remember. So, that's crazy. That's crazy. And I will not apologize. And, yeah, Teofimo, like I said, we've been there. We've been there. I won't bring it up again. Virgil Ortiz, not yet. Not yet. He's got the best resume at 54. He's incredible, but that's a tough division. And even in his own division, you can't say that he's the best guy. Jaron Ennis, Mr. Tune-Up, he doesn't deserve to be anywhere on this list. And he can go with Tank, you know, Mr. Tune-Up. Jaron is incredible, but in terms of talking about top 10, fight somebody. And I know he tried. He tried to fight Brian Norman. They wouldn't take it, I know. And then he fought Stanionis, the best guy. I get it, but we ain't talking about Jaron Ennis on top 10 pound for pound list. Murataya, absolutely not. Taraji just lost his title. Devin Haney, best guy at 47 right now. That's real impressive. He's a good fighter. Bro, he lost to Ryan Garcia. And you know, I got my opinions on that stuff. I don't hold it against him. It's not a real loss, but we're not going to get into that right now. Shaqy Foster. Shaqy Foster's great. He's great, but top 10 is a bit much right now. Espinoza's great. Hey, keep it up. Espinoza keeps doing what he's doing. We'll be talking about him real soon. Nick Ball, Zender's Eyes, yeah. I mean, all these guys we're getting into now are pretty far away. Fabio Wardley could have a fight for the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship coming up, so how far away is he really? The closest guy is probably Keyshawn if he could keep his head right, and probably Collazo as well. But what's holding him back is just being 105 pounds. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. In terms of predictions for 2026, I mean, it depends how Inoue and Nakatani goes. There's a lot of questions there. Bivol and Beterbiev, are we going to get the rematch? The trilogy, excuse me. I think we will. I do expect that fight to get announced. I don't have any sources, but I expect to see that announced in the next, 4 to 6 weeks, personally. We're going to see. I hope so, because it's long overdue at this point. Bam, what's he going to do? There's so many options. If Taraji wins his 115-pound debut, captures the world title, then you could have a fight between them, and that could set up a super fight in Japan, because there's lots of options for Bam over there. So Terrence, what's he going to do? Is he going to pursue a rematch with Canelo for the money? I hope not. That'd be real boring, but I think that's unfortunately what we're in store for. Probably next fall, just a repeat of this year without any of the interest. And then Usyk, there's so many questions about him. I don't even know what to take seriously with him. I'm beginning to think everything he's saying is just not serious and that he's just trolling. Maybe he's just, I've been trying to wrap my head around the Deontay Wilder situation. I'm thinking maybe he's just trying to get under Tyson Fury's skin, and that's all that it's about. I don't really know, but we're going to have to wait and see on him. Shakur, obviously, Teofimo fight next month, and then we'll see right after that. He's got all the options in the world. And then Benavidez, exact opposite. It's about getting the opportunities. I think personally, in terms of entertainment value, Benavidez versus Beterbiev would be, I think, the most exciting fight in boxing. I don't see how you could make a better fight than those two guys clashing together. That would be so good. I would love to see that, but obviously the wedge in between that one is honestly Bivol, and I love Bivol. So I'm not mad, but I'm disappointed. I'll just repeat myself with Jai. I mean, I think I said enough, but I don't know, man. He needs to get those unifications. There is most certainly a future for him at heavyweight. He's one of the most devastating natural punchers I've seen in a long time. I want to see him get his dues at cruiserweight first, and it's hard to say much about his prospects for 2026 when he's had a whole year of being avoided.